Miniature Market has thousands of board games at discounted prices. Click the direct link below for Rome in a Day or any other game. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we are going to be going to Rome and we're going to be building it. And we're going to be building it in a day. Today we're taking a look at Rome in a Day. It's from Alley Cat Games. This is a draft, sort of a I Split You Choose and tableau building game tile placement. Let me show you how it works. In Rome in a Day, there's going to be different hexes of different terrain types, and you're going to be trying to build sort of a city, but you're also going to be getting some of these buildings as well that correspond with the corresponding colored terrain. Now what you're trying to do is score the most points, and you'll get points by having that colored building, like this purple one, next to or on a big group of the purple tiles. So this one right here is getting 28 points because there is 1, 2, 3, 4 of those buildings all either on or adjacent to this large group. So 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles, 28 points. This green here, this one is on the green tile, so it's getting 1, 2, 3, 4 because it's one big group. This one is next to it, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. And then this building's also going to score for this tile because it's also adjacent to another separate group of the green. Where this yellow is next to a group of 2, so 2 points. The white is next to this one right here, which is a group of 2, so it gets 2 points. That's pretty much what you're trying to do. Build large contiguous areas and have that colored building either on it or next to it. Now the game is played over 4 rounds. Each player has a bunch of tiles with the same back, so each of the sets is sort of balanced in a certain way. Then players are going to take from their starting card the building on the left, put it on the leftmost, the building on the right, put it on the rightmost. This is going to change each round, so it sort of randomizes it and makes it so you're not thinking about where to place the buildings. They just get placed randomly like that. Then behind your shield, you're going to split these up into 2 groups. They will not be equal, and you can even have like 4 and 1, for example. But most of the time, you're probably going to split it in 3 and 2, for example. Now, the one that has less tiles gets a gem. This is going to help you score at the end of the game as well. So once everyone's done that, everyone will reveal. And the game's 4 rounds long. 2 of the rounds you're going to basically be offering this to the player to your left. The other 2 rounds you're going to be offering it to the player to your right. So you're working with both players in different rounds. So let's say we gave this to the other player and the other player looks at it and goes, you know what, they actually want this. They want the gem and they want the yellow on the yellow. They like this. Okay, so they take that. I have this, but then let's say that I took some things from another player. And so let's say from the ones I took from the other player and the ones that were left for me from the player I offered to, this is what I have in the first round. So in the first round there, now you're going to start placing these. And again, anytime you place tiles, you're trying to make it so that they are sort of contiguous. And everything has to have like, at least next to something. So I might do something like this. I might do something, like this. And maybe I set this up for later. I go something like this. So now I'm setting myself up for the future because right now this red is now already worth 1 point because I have a red next to a red group. This purple is already worth 2 points because this one is next to a group of 2. So now in the future I'm going to try to maybe build out these purples, maybe get a white building and put it here, here, or here and start to build out white over here. But that's pretty much what you're doing. You're doing this for 4 rounds. And at the end of the 4th round, you'll have a bigger city. It'll look something like I showed you in the score pad. And you're going to be scoring for each of your buildings. You're also going to be scoring for the gems I talked about. If you get 0 to 8 gems, you're going to get 0 to 31 points. So you could continuously just be taking the piles that have less tiles, but if you get a bunch of these, it might help you out in the end with the points. That's pretty much it. After the 4th round of splitting and choosing, and then drafting, and then putting the tiles together, you do all the scoring. Whoever has the most points is the winner. Before I get to the moment you've been waiting for, I want to let you know that Game Toppers 4.0 Kickstarter recently launched. Well, they'll have 10 new thematic game mats, including Vincent Dutray's Lost Worlds Jungle Mat, and new accessories and storage solutions, along with custom thematic art on rails of the Game Toppers, and they're giving away the new Young Sherlock Game Topper package, which is great as a movable coffee table, children's gaming table, and for puzzles. Scan the QR code or go to GameToppersLLC.com to enter and win now. Yeah, I always love the I Split You Choose mechanism, and it works really well here. Where you're selecting tiles, the buildings come pre-planted on which tiles those are going to be on. I like that random aspect. Otherwise, it would have been like an analysis paralysis nightmare. And you're splitting those up, and the one that has the least amount, you're putting the gems on there, you're splitting them up, you're taking from here, you're taking what was left over here, and you're building your city. I love that. The tableau building here is cool because you're taking those tiles, you're figuring out which ones you want, you're trying to build big contiguous areas of the same type, but you're also trying to build buildings of those types either on those or adjacent to those. So the tableau building's fun. It's always going to be a different little puzzle depending on which tiles you get. I also like that you can play this game sort of at a different level where you're looking ahead because everybody's sort of setup card has which buildings they're going to be needing to place or to split. And so you can look sort of ahead to the right and the left and be like, oh, next turn I might get access to this. The turn after that I might get access to that, and that might change what you're going to be taking. And I think that's interesting. This game has more depth than meets the eye. I think that the simultaneous play here is one of its strongest elements because there's very little downtime. Sure, you might wait for one last person to kind of split something up, but pretty much everyone's splitting together and then they're placing together. So the game moves very fast, very little downtime. I like that when you're setting up your split, that the one that has less tiles gets gems. And you could do nothing but just collect gems every time. Make the bigger pile better for the other person, and when it's available, take it. And so that you end up with a ton of gems at the end, and you can even do not very good in your, in your tableau building with the buildings, but you could still win because if you get a lot of gems, that could be a lot of points. I like that there's the scoring flexibility with where it doesn't just have to be like, oh, your building has to be on that. No, it needs to be on that area or adjacent to it. I like that because the game would be so hard if you had to have everything on the right tile, but it allows you to just have it, just put that building adjacent to what it's going to score, and it's just everything here works really well. I really don't have a lot of negative things to say here. I'd say the only thing is the player aid themselves. It's language independent, and it almost makes the game look much more confusing than it really is. Same with the little card if you're taking left or right. It almost adds more confusion than is necessary. But other than that, I don't really have whole lot of negative things to say here. Rome in a Day is a fantastic little tableau building, I split you choose game that you can play in about 30 minutes. So if you like that style thing, this is going to be one you want to check out. This has been a Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships with board games, and helping you on the next one you love. Game Toppers not only transforms your existing table into a high-quality gaming solution, but they now offer full leg kits and dining cover solutions for the full table application. Paired with over 20 styles of thematic game mats in 11 different sizes from notable board game artists like Vincent Dutray, collapsible cup holders, and real cool accessories, experience what thousands of other gamers enjoy by upgrading every game you play with a Game Topper system. Save hundreds of dollars on Game Topper package deals that are in stock now for immediate shipping at GameToppersLLC.com or click the link below.